Hey Heidi, so here's the video that you asked for. It's going to be short, sweet, and to the point. We may have to change camera positions a couple of times, but don't worry about it. So anyway, you had asked for things for the arms and the low back, and so I want to really stress this for you to talk with the client about, is that it's not always finding more things to do, because there is really no magic, or I can give you tons of different stretches and different things for her to do, but the magic in her healing is going to come through self-awareness, not necessarily by consistently changing what she's doing or what she's working with you, and how you're working together and the stretches that you're already giving you, but helping her to gain a much better and deeper awareness of how her body feels in all of those different places, to release the tension that she's holding. So it's not really the pose as much as it is the self-awareness that comes from the practice, the slowing down, the internal exploration. So those are the things that you really want to help her to see and to cue into. So I'm going to give you a couple of different things that you can do for arms and legs, but I really encourage you to work with your client more on becoming introspective and feeling how she experiences each of the poses, rather than so much allowing this need for additional tools, until the ones that you're teaching in this first series are really integrated and understood. So beginners should embrace beginners, beginners poses, beginners practices. And even as an experienced teacher, I always go back to my roots and my beginning, because that's where we find the answers. So the very first thing, as we've talked about and you know, is if we really want to work with helping with low back and arms, there's some really simple things that you can take off the mat, especially when you're walking dogs and you're out. So since this is with ZenDoggie, the first thing is excellent posture. So equal standing on the feet. You want to encourage her not to be having a hand on a hip, or coming into these other adaptations of standing that we sometimes use, but to have equal standing, both feet on the ground, the knees softly bent, the core of the body engaged, so that we can get rid of this overarched low back, which is a huge contributor to back pain, just by lifting up on the core and finding this buoyancy. Also notice as I lift up on the core how my shoulders just naturally come back and down without coming into this popping out of the chest movement. So just back and down. That's really a perfect thing to be practicing in ZenDoggie. A great way to get rid of arm and shoulder pain and neck pain is moving the arms when you walk. So when you're walking a dog, especially with our freedom leash, you can talk to her in her ZenDoggie walks about coming into an upright posture with a swinging arm and a swinging gait. This is really going to be very powerful for low back work and shoulder work. So work a little bit about how to incorporate ZenDoggie principles and practices into the actual walking of the dog, which is what we're doing, right? Some of the other things that are really great for arms and shoulders is to practice back and down. It's a really subtle move that is hard for people to do. You can also inhale. Remember the leave it, take it twist? So maybe there's the leave it, take it heart opener, and you'll have to work with where you're going to place the canine and human in order to do this. But the inhale and open, exhale, bring the arms in front, the left arm goes under the right arm, we come around and we give ourselves a big hug. So we're going to be opening the arms and the shoulders in two different ways. Inhale and open, and it's not a passive opening, it's a reaching as the heart space opens, this reaching of elasticity from fingertip to fingertip. The shoulders are pulling back on my body, back and down. The next one, inhale, exhale, the right arm goes under the bottom. Make sure that we have balance. You can add the leave it, take it into the heart opener really easily here as we inhale and bring it out into a leave it, take it hand, depending on how you're working with her already. as the arms come down to the side, low back really gets a huge benefit from opening up the side body. So inhale and bring that right arm up right here. Make sure that shoulder stays back and down and the arm comes next to the head. Exhale. Inhale and reach to the side. So notice how we're opening up this whole side body and the stretch. What you want to look at with your client is that she's not twisting here, which is a compensation when we don't have enough space. So you want that arm and the side body to be opening, the shoulders still staying back and down, even if the lateral bend is much smaller than what I might be showing you here on this film. Maybe it's only here. It's more important that we don't come into the twist than it is that we look like we're further into the pose. Same thing with the left side. As the arm comes down, we reach. It's not passive. We're really engaging the elasticity of the arm here. Bring that shoulder down and reach to the side. Remember, check in with her twist. You can also have something here. Leave it, take it, right? Leave it, take it. So this leave it, take it game can come into all kinds of different ways. You already know that we do the leave it, take it in a twist. We've done it seated, but you can also do it standing, where we inhale, exhale, leave it, take it. Inhale, exhale, leave it, take it. So we have those. Those are great for the low back as well. Twists are phenomenal for low back. So rather than needing to find more tools, really look at fine-tuning the posture while we're in the leave it, take it, that she's sitting upright, that you're using your blocks. I'm going to get those blocks in just a minute. Siva's going a little bit crazy for a dog that's walking by, so we're taking a little break here. It's another poodle, so no wonder she really can't wait to go play. We're hanging out in the park. Okay, some other things for the arms, okay, is bringing the arms out to the side, turning the hands forward right here. Make sure those shoulders are back and down. Bring the arms up to the side of the head. Take an inhale. You can do this seated as well. Inhale, exhale, the right arm goes down, the left stays up. As you go through your next range of breath, inhale, we're going to switch, right? Look at my left arm. I'm really having some problems with it. I'm not sure why, but it only wants to go to there. So you're encouraging her to be able to execute the movement with the shoulders back and down, regardless of how far it goes. The restorative part of our practice is knowing how much space we have and honoring our edges. Inhale. So this is an inhale up and down. So we're coming back and forth. Notice that this arm is going more. As we go through our repetitions, we're looking not only, look, I'm getting all this space because I honored the edge. So this is a beautiful practice. If you did this seated, it would be a great thing to add to the leave it, take it ZenDoggie. You can ask her to take a mudra if you're not doing a leave it, take it. So the mudra helps to focus her energy, focus attention. So we've got these and we've got these. The other things that are really powerful for both arm and back are having to support the arms in space. And so that's where our warrior poses come in, right? So if we come back and we step back, low back means I must keep my core in. I must be here, not out here. See the difference? I don't want to be there with this arch in my back. I want to lift here and put it underneath my body. Now bring my arms up. To hold your arms up in the air like this takes a lot of power. It's a strong exercise to hold the core up and the shoulders back and down. So holding this position for a little bit is a really great way to open up the shoulders and the back simultaneously. Take an inhale, straighten that leg. Exhale, bow to the canine. So we can bow down. Look at what I'm doing. I'm coming into this flat back. If I need to, I bend my legs so that the flat back And the normal curves of the back are what we're working with. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, bring it back up. And bring the arms to center. So, there's always cat-cow as well, which is a beautiful thing to do, and we'll call it cat-dog, cat tilt, dog tilt. So I'm going to have Larry just turn that camera down. I'm going to come down onto the ground. If we're going to do it hands and knees, the fingers are spread, the arms are placed, and the hands are placed directly under the shoulders. Take an inhalation to prepare. Exhale, cat tilt. Drop the tailbone first. Bring the low back into a round. Bring the mid back into a round, the upper back, and then the head drops. With the inhalation, we do the opposite. Inhale, the tail lifts. We're coming into dog tilt. The belly comes towards the ground. The chest wall comes towards the ground. The shoulders come back and down. The head is up, dog tilt. Exhale into cat stretch. Tuck the tailbone, push up on that low back, push up on the mid back, push through the shoulders, drop the head. Dog tilt, inhale, the tailbone lifts, the low back arches, the belly, the front of the torso reaches for the ground, the shoulder blades come closer to the spine, the head comes up. And of course from there we can just push back into child's pose. This is another great thing for the arms. Look at how far out they're stretched in front of me. So we open up the arms, we reach out in front as we rest. So this is perfect for both the low back and the arms. And then we come back to table. If she's having problems with her arms and her shoulders and cannot come to cat-cow, cannot come to tabletop position, you can take an inhalation, exhale, round that back. Inhale, find the sits bones, begin to arch from the low back. So we're arching, the belly comes forward, the whole abdomen reaches forward, the shoulders come back and down. Head looks to the sky, so the eyes to the sky. Something fell. The eyes to the sky. Exhale. We begin to round into this C shape. Inhale. Bring it up and in. Again, you can do anything with the canines. They can be in a sit-stay in front. They can be lying at the side. If you wanted to continue to go, oh boy, I said it was going to be short and sweet and to the point, but it's not. So we can come into a wide, Siva's digging. Good thing this is for Lead the Way interior work. All right, so bringing the legs to whatever width does not compromise that low back. We need to stay in this low back supported position. So maybe it's just sitting here. Just put your feet out in front of you, bring the toes up and try and sit up in this upright position. It's really a big strength builder for the low back, especially when we remember that even sitting, I need to have this core engaged and held up. If I wanted to continue to work a little bit more, I can come into a wide-legged forward fold. But notice that I'm not collapsing into it like this. I'm letting my hands rest on my knees. Let me turn sideways for you. I'm not collapsing into my forward fold like this, which isn't doing the low back. It's a way to do something, but it's not the way that I'm going to do it for you for today. So we toes point towards the ceiling or towards the sky out here. Gosh, it is beautiful sitting under these trees. And then notice that I'm not bending and rounding my back, but just coming forward into this restful, looking at the space in front of me and holding. So remember that the magic is in the time that we hold. It's in the times that we become quiet in the practice, that we have our internal awareness becoming more sharpened, more attuned. It's the time that we wait and breathe and notice where we're holding tension. So I encourage you, when you're working with her, to not feed her an experience, but maybe to ask, where do you feel you're holding tension here? We're working on the low back, but is your jaw soft? Is your tongue soft? Scan through the body, find where the tension is, and bring ease, and notice how much further you release or surrender into a practice, not effort into the shape, but relax into the shape. I hope this is helpful, Heidi. Please feel free to send me questions when you see this. We're going to figure out how to put this on YouTube or someplace that you can see it, because it's a little bit longer than I thought. But if you have any other questions, text me, give me a call, whatever it is you need. I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks. Not that I'm really happy that I'm coming home, but I am happy that I'm coming home. So I should say, it's not that I'm not happy that I'm coming home. It's that I'm not happy that I'm leaving this meandering experience while I'm sitting here in the middle of this huge entire spiral. I got to spend all morning sitting in the middle of a spiral, a sacred journey to the internal self. So when you're working with your client, remember, it's not about the pose. It's about the sacred journey to center and balance. That's ZenDoggie.